the Palace. This is the place, right? This is where Isaiah, Joe D, and the bad boys kicked down the doors of the NBA establishment, marched right in, and took their place amongst the all-time greats. This is where Big Ben rose up, lifting his team and his city back to the mountaintop. And this is where something is brewing again. The faces have changed, but the recipe is the same. Hard, smart, together. The climb is only beginning, but you see it when Brandon Knight gets knocked down and bounces back up, ready to attack again. You see it when Greg Monroe shows up for work, morning, day, and night. There's a story unfolding right here, inside these walls. Just don't call it a comeback. It's an exciting time to be at the Palace, the dawn of a new era.
Greg Monroe and a big-time throwdown. Brandon Knight down the lane, half court, he hits it, wow! Keep pushing. Rodney with the drive and the finish!
Ladies and gentlemen, he joined the Pistons as a first-round pick out of Georgia Tech in 1986 with a personality that shined bright even among bad boys.
Why are you following me? Get away from me.
Back-to-back championships in '89 and '90 highlighted his 11 years in the NBA, which were followed by a successful second career in film and television. Piston fans, please welcome your host for the evening, Sean the Spider Sully.
Wow. We could have had a better picture right there. I really look like Cecil the Turtle. Thank you very much. This is going to be a lot of fun. And I'm just going to say, to be as serious as I can possibly be, this is probably one of the only times I've ever studied a script because I wanted to make sure I got all the words out, all the questions out. No one leaves here empty-handed thinking, they didn't answer this, they didn't get to that point. So this is definitely one thing I want to get to. I want to thank everybody for coming here. This is a wonderful place, this Palace. We had some highs, we had some lows. Not while I was playing, but we had, I'm just going to keep throwing that out because Rick told me to. But we went through some tough times, some good times, but today is about moving to the future. All right, over the last 8 months, there have been some changes in the business operation and strategy and structure. The improvements have been made in every area, from organizational staff and facility improvement and operations, programming, and the fan experience. Guiding these things and driving the business forward is one of the most innovative executives in sports. Please welcome the CEO of the Palace Sports and Entertainment, Dennis Minion. Where you at, man? Building a team is a job that requires leadership, patience, and most of all, an important eye for talent. We have a leader in the place that has been an NBA champion as a player and executive. He knows the formula to winning, and he's ready to do it again. Let's welcome the president of basketball operation and my teammate for all those great years, Joe D. Molding individually talented players into a cohesive group is a very hard thing to do. I don't know if you find a coach more prepared, more consistent with his message, and more focused in producing the results. Let's welcome head coach Lawrence Frank. So serious. See, I made him smile, y'all. All right, every era of the Pistons basketball is built around the foundation or core of talent. Now, this young man is a player who represents that team mentality and this city. He's developing into one of the top big men in the league. Everybody, Greg Monroe. Nice kid, nice kid.
By the way, I approve of my picture, too.
Yeah, you like your picture? See, I didn't have no say-so. All right. Now, this new Piston era began like a little under a year ago when Tom Gores, the founder and chairman of Platinum Equities, made a decision to purchase the team that he cheered for while growing up in Flint. He's a man who knows business and the path to success, a strong communicator who is committed to winning and doing it the right way. Please welcome owner Tom Gores along with his Platinum Equity partners, Bob Wentworth and Phil Norman. Gentlemen.
Hello, John.
All right, we've asked you for your questions. Thank you for the great response. If we went out, we're going to ask these questions. If your question doesn't get answered, sorry, couldn't fill it all in the time. And if you allow me to serve as, let me do it the way I want to do it, it's going to be a little fun, it's going to be quick, but we're going to get the answers out. So, since they always say start at the top, we're going to start at the top, and that's with Mr. Tom Gores. Tom, last year during your transition to new ownership, you said you want to be impactful. What kind of impact do you think you made in the first year, and are you happy with it?
The impact, this year really has been pulling the leadership team together. We have a very powerful leadership team, and we've done already things for the community, but I think my impact has been, a couple of guys to my right, instilling them. We're partners for 17 years together, and they have spent a lot of time in the day-to-day of the Pistons. My impact has been re-engaging Joe. Joe has a great history with the Pistons and, of course, was a player. But beyond a player, he knows basketball. He understands basketball. He has high character and has the core values, that I believe in and the philosophy. Dennis Mannion, the guy putting on the show tonight. Dennis, we went through a process, Phil and Bob, this, and, Dennis, we interviewed 50 people before we got you. You could be in any city in the world, right? And you've done a lot of different things, and you decided to be in Detroit, and because we were very committed to Detroit, and in Lawrence, of course. I know Joe and I, we got a lot of flack early. Hey, why aren't you hiring a coach? And everybody wanted to be done fast, and we went through a process as well to make sure we hire the right coach who has the same core values that we have. And as much as I hated the 4-20 start, it put a test to Lawrence, and Joe and I talked about it, and it really tested his leadership, and it showed the character of his leadership. So I think my biggest impact is starting with the right team to lead, the city and the franchise, and of course I expect to make a lot more impacts in the community and so on. But I think that's probably my single biggest impact so far. I plan on doing more.
When we come back, we'll take a closer look at the plan set in motion by Palace CEO Dennis Mannion. They're moving at lightning speed around here. That's up next when the State of the Piston continues.